You've got a big idea, a Veteran Bill of Rights. It's kind of hard to imagine that it hasn't been done before, but it codifying what our veterans are entitled to have for their great service to our country. Tell us a little bit about it and where it's going.
Right. So one of the reasons we created the Veterans Bill of Rights was because during the Biden administration, we just saw veterans' rights being taken away from them. I mean, for example, gun rights taken away from veterans who need help managing their benefits. Red flagging veterans, restricting their care based on what they considered inappropriate comment through a disruptive behavior committee. So taking away their right to health care, taking away their guns. And we've seen story after story of where veterans are not able to appeal, not able to get service in a time, and really not following a couple key tenets from veterans that you may have heard of, Teddy Roosevelt and Omar Bradley. A man who's good enough from Teddy Roosevelt to shed his blood for his country is good enough to give in a square deal afterwards. And from General Omar Bradley, we are dealing with veterans, not procedures, with their problems, not ours. So veterans have been struggling and not getting their benefits or not getting them timely. And VA is supposed to be for veterans, and that's supposed to be your only job. And so we needed something to codify to really spell out how you're going to treat the veteran well, how the veterans are going to be able to get what they want without a hassle and get that benefit they so deserved. And so we also wanted to know, and the Trump administration is fixing the excesses and the problems at the Biden, but we wanted to make sure post-Trump that we always had, no matter who was in power, the ability of veterans to get their care, to get their service, to get their benefits and be treated with respect and have their rights upheld and not be treated as second citizens in an organization that's supposed to be meant for them.
Yeah, it shouldn't have to be codified. It should be natural to all of us, but the Biden year shows it does need to be codified. So tell us a little bit about where this Bill of Rights ultimately could be codified. I suppose Congress could take care of it. The executive order of a president could take care of it. The VA could implement it within their own. How far do you want to see this Bill of Rights go?
I'd love to see all three, to tell you the truth. There's nothing better than Congress codifying it. I mean, even the IRS has a Bill of Rights, right, for taxpayers. Yeah. But ultimately, doing a resolution, codifying these Bill of Rights makes them absolute permanent. In the meantime, going from bottom on up, Secretary Collins could go ahead and do a secretarial directive. We'd love to see that, to go ahead and start putting this into policy and start changing policies and bad procedures. We'd love President Trump, once he's familiar and hears about this, to do an executive order. And we have sent this over to the White House. Certainly an executive order would send the message immediately and help passage of the codification. But we believe in all three, to send the message and to get things rolling. But ultimately, codification with Congress would be the ultimate step to make sure that veterans knew that not only did the president and the secretary have their back, but the entire Congress had their back, and is needed. It's needed, and on Veterans Day, that's why we're launching on Veterans Day. This has to happen.